Hi there. This video is a general overview of JustPaid from a fairly high level. JustPaid is a revenue ops management platform leveraging artificial intelligence to ensure that revenue that is owed is collected. In tandem with that, we also offer an AP solution, which I'll be getting into shortly. So when you log in with JustPaid, it's going to direct you to the dashboard. This is a very high level view of the dashboard. It gives you various KPIs that you can have at your disposal. A lot of this information is going to be pulling directly from both your accounting software, your banking information, and of course, the contracted information that we have within customer contracts here in JustPaid. This is accessible at any time through your account. Under the settings section here, I wanted to highlight a few things. There are some important areas to note. Under the company settings, you'll see the company details and also the unique bill inbox address and the contract inbox address. This is where anything that's bill or contract related can be forwarded on over, and immediately JustPaid's AI and OCR will start reading and parsing that information. There's a section as well for branding where you can upload your logo, your signature, and of course your brand color. Invite any additional team members who are involved, whether it's other founders, higher ups, individuals who are involved in the accounting process, those that are needed to ensure that contracts are verified. Very easy to invite users directly from this screen here. And under the product section, you'll see this is the opportunity to connect your bank. You're able to leverage Plaid for the integration. So you simply sign in through your banking credentials through the Plaid integration, and your banking info will actually port into the dashboard and allow you to have access to things like asking financial insight to the AI chatbot. We'll speak about this a little bit later. You can set up payment for both paying and receiving. And then lastly are the integrations. So currently we have an integration with QuickBooks, Sage, Xero, NetSuite. We also have the ability to integrate your Stripe account. This is great because when your Stripe account's enabled, if you have one currently, you have the ability to pull in plan details, customer information, and areas where, for instance, Stripe might be lacking. For instance, perhaps on the revenue collection front and the automation there, we can actually still leverage JustPaid even if you want to continue to invoice certain customers through Stripe and handle all of that for you. Under the accounts payable section, you're going to see this is where if somebody were to use this in similar fashion to a bill.com, except this is kind of like an intelligent bill.com. Your vendor contracts that are either emailed over or uploaded manually can live directly within here for JustPaid for ensuring that when you receive a bill from a vendor, it's accurate, it's the agreed upon amount that you've had. It'll flag it if it's not. It'll also verify the vendor's information to ensure somebody is not trying to commit fraud against you. It follows a very simple process. Once it's uploaded, draft, ready for review, needs action, or accepted. So essentially from here, you're able to see your agreements in one place and not have to kind of chase somebody down to go ahead and find that. When bills come into JustPaid, they come in through an inbox. The OCR immediately will go through and understand the information from the bill itself. Here's an example of what a bill would look like. So depending on the information from the bill, it'll port over and it'll have everything associated with it. So it can go through a very standard pending approval process and be scheduled for payment. You can, of course, pay externally as well. Next, we'll focus on the accounts receivable. So you may recall the contract inbox. So you can picture when a deal is closed with your sales team or yourself, the information from that contract, as long as it's forwarded on over to JustPaid, the AI will immediately start going to work to understand that contract. So under this section here, this is an example of a drafted contract. Everything that's associated with the contract as far as the details, the plan details, it's all right here and it can be accepted. Once an agreement has been accepted, it automatically moves into an invoice generation process. So because we have the contract, we're able to then actually go ahead and develop an invoicing schedule. So from here, we can review the contract once more if it's maybe a different individual who's responsible. But otherwise, we can simply generate the invoice. The system is smart enough to recognize if it's a recurring invoice or not, the amount of the agreement, and then it can be drafted and ready for sending. Once it's been approved and essentially scheduled, the invoice itself will go out on the appropriate invoice date. And from there, depending on when that invoice date is, it will automatically be flagged and sent out so that your client, whoever's receiving it, can then pay within a reasonable time. We will do a check as well to ensure that the invoice is being followed up on. So we'll send reminders leading up to and the day of the invoice being due. The moment it falls into overdue, this is the point in which JustPaid's artificial intelligence and our revenue collection just go to work. And we'll actually start handling all the follow-up as if it was a human reaching out to that customer to ensure that that invoice is getting paid. Depending on what they say back to that email, we will actually go ahead and follow up on it accordingly, whether it's they need more time or if they don't respond. Again, with a particular tone and frequency, we will go ahead and follow up on that and provide a nice collection summary for you based on everything that's overdue. The main benefit here is because we find so many people are having to do this manually, or they're just hitting a reminder button through an invoicing software, and it's not really having that true engagement that we kind of see to be more successful in collecting on payments that are due. Lastly, we do have a broken down revenue schedule. So based on the contract information, we're able to actually parse that information accordingly, which can then be exported. The same would apply if you're leveraging JustPaid for prepaid amortization expenses. The information from the vendor contract will be parsed accordingly. So that is the high level view of JustPaid. Please reach out to us at any time if you'd like a more personal demonstration.